Alrighty, what's going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. Thank you so much for being here. And on today's episode, I want to break down top-down analysis for a particular setup and trade that we took this week with the team. And it's actually this one right here on Nasdaq. This actually happened on Thursday, a big drop. This entire week, it was insane with the news. Insane. Plus, it was actually the last trading month of day, of course, from April in the beginning of May. So having the FOMC, Jerome Powell is speaking, NFP, like, oh my God, everything together in one single week. So all this action happened. So of course, when you look at the price right now, especially on Nasdaq indices, there was a lot of action right here. I mean, a lot of ups and downs, pretty much. And I will show you how I was able to catch this beautiful trade due to some requests on the Telegram group. If you want to go check it out, make sure, actually, by the way, the link is in the description. If you want to follow me on my free Telegram group, it's actually right there. And so this is actually going to be the breakdown for today's episode. Before we go there, I just want to show you that right now I am offering this program. Okay, from Team Profits FX. This is the current program that I'm running. It is monthly mentorships, okay, starting with the most affordable, I would say, the monthly subscription, but you're getting a ton of information here. You're not just getting access to, it's not a signal group, okay? I don't call it a signal group because, ideally is for me to teach how to take those trades. I don't recommend, if you're looking for signals, this is not for you. Forget about it, okay? If you're looking for signals, not for you. Look somewhere else. Now, if you want to learn the ICT concepts and a combination with SMC, it's all together in once. Just for the price of $55 monthly, you get access to my entire course, my SMC ebook, okay? You're able to watch me trade live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, okay? I normally go very small on Mondays and Fridays because they tend to be trapped, or consolidations on Mondays or on Fridays, depending. So, but I always go live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with my team. They see me live trading on Zoom. You also have classes every Saturday, 3 Saturdays every month. I'm providing mentorship classes in there, going over the trades, explanation, full breakdowns, and just, keep teaching as we go, all right? Now, if you're interested, go check it out and let me know what you think, actually, in the comment section below, if you're interested. So anyways, excuse me. So right here, I'm just gonna show you the breakdown, okay, of this particular trade, okay? It was actually quite nice, and I would say it was easy in comparison to other trades. I mainly, whenever I go in my day, as soon as I wake up, I need to have in my mind, okay, what's my bias? What's my daily bias? What do I want to do today? Do I want to look for buys or I want to look for sales? And that, as soon as I wake up and I start going into the charts, I must have in my head already what's going to be my direction for today. So that means that before I go to bed, I do my analysis and I see how the previous candle closed, how the previous day closed. Based on that, I can have an idea on what the next day is going to be like. Is it going to be bullish? Is it going to be bearish, right? So by the time I wake up, I already have a direction in my mind. So, I feel more loose, more, it's easier for me now to go and just simply look for what I want, which is in this case, a sell or a buy, okay? Now, this news right here, this was on Wednesday, right? Jerome Powell speaking. He spoke at 2:30, he started speaking at 2:30 in the afternoon, and look at this huge spike. The whole morning right here, pretty much London session, Asian session, all you see was just pretty much ranging, right? And then this guy starts speaking and boom, it spikes up. And then it's like it was an overreaction. It was literally an overreaction because he didn't say much that he was going to be cutting rates or anything like that. It was, you know, it was, to me, it was just an overreaction because after that big push, price a few minutes later, let's say an hour later, price just came back down exactly to the same entry point. So get back into the box, right? So I think that was just an overreaction. However, when we see now in higher time frame, okay, and let's go back on the daily as well. We see this huge wick right there. That's how the Wednesday candle closed. So based on this huge wick, we're not leaving any fair value gap, any bearish fair value gap, right? That's the only thing that, okay, that's probably not convincing me that price will go all the way down here because there's no fair value gap. However, I like the wick, that size of the wick, and the price did sort of displace below this low. Pay attention. It did close, doesn't look like it, but right here, I mean, very tight. But it did close below the value of the candle. However, it did actually displace below. So what does that mean? That means that I'm expecting these lows to be taken and these highs to be respected, at least for the moment, right? I'm expecting those highs. So that's giving me the bias for the next day, okay? So when we go on H4 and we see this big wick like that, I break down every day before I go to bed. I break down and I do my analysis to the team and letting them know, guys, I think tomorrow this is what is going to happen. You know, I believe this is what's going to happen. So anyways, right here, you see this big wick on H4? Well, what I do is I just marked up actually the high, from the high to the low. Let me change the settings right here to OTE. And this entire wick, I marked it up this way, and the 50%, ideally the 50% is what is known as the consequent encroachment, okay? This is an ICT technique. If you don't know that, just make sure to watch my videos based on ICT concepts, okay? So I marked that up, and I am expecting, I told my team, guys, I'm expecting, once Asian session open, right here, I'm expecting price to go all the way up here tonight. I mean, during Asian session in London, I would like to see price go all the way up here, tap into this fair value gap, and at least get to the 50% of this huge inefficiency that we have right here, okay? And this gap you see right here, well, I was actually interested in targeting that volume imbalance right here. So this was going to be my sort of my target for the day as well. Like in the worst case scenario, if the price is not going to go, like I know I'm looking for the price to go down all the way down here. I'll be more than satisfied if the price just reaches this gap right there. So anyways, as the price moves during Asian session and then London session right here, by the time I wake up, I normally trade New York session only. I don't trade London, okay? Now, I see, by the time I wake up, let's see, 7:30, I'm seeing the price is actually in this area. I normally wake up at around 7:30, start watching the charts, and just waiting for New York session, okay, to open. So I'm watching at this point, and I see this sweep, like right before New York session. New York session is not open yet, but I see this last sweep. Price is tapping into the fair value gap. I am not yet tapping that 50%, okay, which was ideally what I was looking for. But I'm seeing this sweep, and I see the displacement to the downside, and I'm like, okay, let me try to take a shot right here. And I did enter. I actually did made a mistake. But you see, I know, but it's a mistake. How can I say? It's not a mistake. I did enter it on purpose. I know this trade was very low probability trade because first, I'm in London, okay? Once New York session opens, we're most likely going to sweep that London high before it drops. Although sometimes it doesn't do that, okay? But who cares, you know? I'm taking my first shot of the day, and it's a small position anyways. I told my team, guys, I'm taking the shot of this one. I don't mind losing. I just want to see what's going to happen because markets has been pretty nuts lately, and they tend to also be like, woof, like as soon as just break like that, never taps into order block, whatever, and it just smashes, it just crashes, right? So this is the change in the state of delivery, or also known as order block. We do have we do have our market structure shift right there, right? So I'm expecting for price to drop. But then New York session opens. This is what I'm saying. New York session opens and it taps, but then it starts rejecting. What time is it? Right here. We were having some news, I believe, 8:30, right there. Now, that was the actual loss. Let me just show you right here. This is how the day pretty much, the week went. May the 2nd, this one right here. May the 2nd, that was the actual loss. This one right there. So I caught losses. I saw the price actually trying to push up, and I caught losses, okay? Because I knew this was going to happen. So, okay, I got stopped out on that one, and I'm like, okay, let's get it. Let's see what's going to happen now that we are in New York session, and we just swept that liquidity from there, all right? Now, I'm going to monitor in lower time frame, 2-minute time frame, 1-minute time frame, just making sure that I'm not missing anything right here. So from here, this is what happened. It's marking out that same position, okay? Price is tapping into the zone. However, it's not reaching that 50%, which is the main zone that I wanted the price to tap into that one. So I'm taking anyways the shot again in here after this buy side liquidity. We are into the higher time frame fair value gap, okay? This is my higher time frame PDR rate. Ideally, I would have loved price to tap into this blue line, which is that 50% of the consequent encroachment, but did not happen. Okay, the price did not reach that and broke right here with a fair value gap. So my entry was pretty much in here. I was actually taking, let me show you here. My entry was actually somewhere here in this area. I was entering on the 5, just below that zone. My stop loss was right here. Now you can see that was the actual trade. So right at the change in the state of delivery, just a few bits below, I made it manually. I did not place my sell limit right there, so I just made the entry manually. Then I was targeting, ideally, this. I would have been very satisfied just with that. And then I'm going live with the team, and as the price starts moving and I see the price displacing to the downside, I'm like, okay, well, this actually looking really clean. Price came back up, tapping into the zone, into that order block right there that I marked up in the 1-minute time frame. This is 9:30 now. New York Stock Exchange is opening right there. And then we're starting to have that displacement. We're starting to see that. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and stretch it all the way down. And this was pretty much what happened from there. Price started dropping, and then from here, it just melted directly. This broker right here did not sweep this low for some reason on TradingView, did not sweep this low. My broker did. So my target was actually smashed. And Nasdaq did actually sweep that low. And after the price swept that low, it actually skyrocketed from there. And it was giving actually another buy side entry model, but I did not take it. I was, of course, satisfied already what happened with this drop, and I was off. After that, I just called it a day. But then, I mean, there was a beautiful formation right here that you probably catch that buy. And it totally makes sense because from here, it looks like it was a double bottom, right? But the reality is that in fact, the price did sweep the low. Like this is another broker. This is another broker. That broker did sweep. If I go into another broker, you see that broker did sweep as well. It's just that this one in particular, Capital Com, you guys know that brokers have different price, okay? They have different prices. So anyways, this one has a very big difference right there. Did not sweep the low. It looks like a double bottom, right? But the reality is that it actually did sweep. And then from there, well, look at what it did, right? Today, pretty much, I actually had a loss, as you can see here. I actually had barely trade today. So I just took this one right here. I ended up pretty much cutting or closing the position just right before the stop loss was hit, I was just seeing this thing just continuing pushing. I thought for a moment that we may have a reversal, and I enter again and in the sale. And this is the same position. This is where I got stopped out today after the NFP, and then I saw the potential reversal. But when I saw the price just coming back to my entry point, I was like, fuck it. You know what? I am just closing this thing and just close it with whatever I had in profit. So anyways, this is what pretty much how my week ended. You can see my wins, my losses. I normally record what I did and take a screenshots of all my positions, all my entries. This is a good thing, guys, that you can actually track your trades, so you can see what the mistakes are, what happened, all that stuff. So, this is how I was able to predict the move. Okay, it was not a big thing. It was simple to understand where the price was going to go. And now from here, however, we see now that the price is having this impulse, correction, impulse, and now we have that break, right? So we are just breaking this recent high. We sweat all this liquidity. Now we do have a big fair value gap right here, but to be honest, I think I think price from here, unless we have some pretty bad news next week, I think we're going to go for the highs. I think we're off. That pullback has ended. We did reject. We're still rejecting this weekly fair value gap right there, and we're starting to take off. So this week ended off like this. You see? Now for the next week, what's my bias for the next week? Well, probably it's going to be bullish, and I want to see these highs of this being taken and these lows being respected for the next week, right? If I go on the daily, you see, I want to see this highs being taken and this low being respected. Okay, probably for Monday. I don't know. It may actually happen on Monday. So, I mean, this high is just very close. It's just right there. But you see, this is a very strong break to the upside, right? We probably have right here an order block, right? This big zone. So maybe we could be actually maybe coming back, tapping in, and then continuation to the upside, and then maybe eventually just go for the record highs. Okay. The way I'm seeing it, it's weird. I'm surprised the markets actually did not crash any deeper. It's weird, but it is what it is. We don't control the markets. We just watch, and we control how much we're going to be losing or winning based on the lot size so that you're taking, right? So hope it makes sense. Let me know what you think, guys. But this was pretty much the breakdown of that entry that I took on Nasdaq. It was a beautiful drop. Hope you guys understand it. And let me know in the comment section if you like it. If you're interested, make sure to check the Telegram group. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Cheers.